So, hello guys. Well, we're just passing over the inner German border, or where it used to be. It's like just the area here, which of course we cannot really see in the video, and we will soon probably arrive at the longest highway, or longest car tunnel in the whole of Germany. But it's like 8 kilometers, and there are like two smaller tunnels in front. So it's like 1, 3, and 8 kilometers. So really interesting. But what I actually wanted to talk about, what I had going on in my mind when I was doing this drive, was primarily my history with bullying and how I overcame that, and how I kind of resolved the trauma quite early, luckily enough. So that will be the main topic of the video today. Which I think maybe could help somebody somehow, and if not, it's a kind of therapy for me, I guess. Just hope it's not too loud and too much traffic. Yeah, one wonderful night today for this drive. Another work trip, and I've been quite inactive, and I'm really not sure what I will do with this channel. I will continue posting or not. Cannot really say at the moment. But yeah, I not quite sure what was going on, but either depression or burnout or combination. But seemingly I'm doing better now. I picked up 3D printing as a hobby, like about 2 weeks ago, I guess, that you can see on my other channel. And this has been highly productive and good. And overall, my situation is, I think I'm feeling much better now currently, and that's quite good. So it actually gives me, or in combination with the 3D printing, I also revived my other YouTube channels, so like that, like I had such lack of energy to do anything that I couldn't keep up with the hobby, and like to a degree where it probably was problematic to, like, it was hindering me. That, like, I didn't do stuff because I wanted to do a video, and I wasn't able to do video, so I didn't do anything again. But that should not be the main topic of today. I wanted mainly to talk about bullying and yeah, what in the end helped me to deal with that. And I think really need to go all the way. And so from my current point, I think I have dealt with bullying in my personal life for like about 10 years, and like not really to any hurtful degree since my late teen years, I think. So mostly had resolved most problematic stuff by age 20, I think. But I had quite a lot of bullying in my childhood, and which I think started when I entered elementary school, and I'm not quite sure if it was like directly in first grade, but I think so. And it's probably related to my still not diagnosed ADHD problematic. Maybe as a relation, maybe not. So like I remember I think I have a above average memory of my childhood, and like kindergarten time and such, like age 4, age 5, and I remember the kindergarten. I was a pretty strong kid, and I was like maybe the bully in the kindergarten, whatever, but we had a lot of fights and I was always winning, and yeah, that was not sure if that was good. Probably to nowadays I would have been in close psychiatric care by age 5, but it was the 80s. It was another time. It was very different, everything, and I think the tolerances for violence were much higher in every regard. So same thing, like I think that's like with the ADH stuff that's also like a little bit of intergenerational. So pretty sure my dad had similar problems, and I know he had really terrible. He had really big troubles in his childhood. So and then with his dad, so like he moved out at 14, I think. Like he really wanted to go out and be out of the home quite early, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think my grandfather was somewhat violent. Also, like my grandmother left him when like as soon as the youngest, or my youngest aunt was 18. So yeah, there was something going on there. But yeah, like my dad still had they had like physical punishment in school still, and I think he got a little bit of that as well. So of course we had that at home, like not habitual and not like abuse wise, but as punishment certainly. Remember, my parents used to be fighting quite a lot. I think can only recall one time when somebody got hurt there, but yeah, we're still like in the part of kindergarten, and yeah, I remember kindergarten, like me being like on top and being the strong kid and bullying all the other kids, so to say. But maybe that's the wrong word at that age, I guess, but from my point of view. But I came into elementary school with that attitude, and like if you look at elementary school and you have 6-year-old kids and you have like 10, 11-year-olds, like in Germany, elementary school goes from 1st to 4th grade. Like if you have to repeat a year, the youngest kids are around 5.5 years, and the oldest ones are maybe 11, maybe 12 years, usually like 10. So, but if you compare kids in that age group, there's a really huge difference. Like the toddlers and the 4th graders. I think it's quite well represented in South Park. Like 4th graders and 1st graders. That is a really big difference in size and ability, and yeah. And I think it was firstly mainly from the older kids, like bullying. And the thing was, I had quite a lot of energy. I was super aggressive, and I was very easy to provoke. So like yeah, like kids would tease me and I would react with violence, and kids liked that and continued. So we had some quite severe bullying there, and I I'm not quite sure if it was already in the 1st grade, but certainly in the 2nd and 3rd grade, and in the 4th, I'm not quite sure if I switched school with 3rd to 4th grade. I think so, but that's a bit fuzzy, but I think I switched school. Instead of finishing the 4 years in elementary school, I went with the 4th grade to the school where my sister went, and that one was a little bit different. So it was better there. Like from my elementary school days, so like age 6, 7, 8, I remember like hiding and beatings both directions, like remembering knocking some other kids' milk teeth out, stuff like that, which nowadays would totally be unacceptable, and get you expelled from school, I guess. But yeah, it was both direction, and I think this is generally with bullying. They're very often, it's not as clear cut as you make it out. There's very often people doing the bullying or perceived as bullies are also victims to a certain degree, or used to be. or at least used to be victims. But that's something I actually experienced much later in my work life, that some people do like preventive bullying, so like to not get victimized. That's something I have experienced in my work life much later. But and same thing, like we had one. There was one funny thing we had later in the higher grades. We had like one. I'm not sure if he was a bully, but one kid. I think he had like to repeat 2 classes, so he was much older than everybody else, and yeah, he had really terrible family history and stuff. But he was always involved in violence and like beating up smaller kids and stuff like that. And I met him like 10 years later, sometimes like in my 30s, and now he's like he was really big and was a giant and was very aggressive and was renowned in school, and I met him like in my 30s and he's now like a head smaller, like 1 head smaller like me, like not really a tall guy. That was really like a culture shock, but we are getting off track as always. So yeah, elementary school was really horrible. We had like violent encounters like every day, and I think like with older kids, with kids my own age, and it was a really horrible place. I really didn't like to go there. I remember like hiding and crying and being distraught like every day, and like at that young age that it really was bad. And I had a really long time I spent in that victim role. Like I went to a new like we went for holidays with a group of kids we didn't know, and like after 1 day or such, I had the same problems there. So like the kids knew, he's easy to provoke, and that's funny, and let's do it. So that was really a bad time. Then in the other school, like from grade 4 or 5 on, it still was going on. I think a little bit less. I think the teachers there were more engaged, but still was the 80s. So was still a problem. Still a widely unresolved problem there. But I think overall it was not as bad, but was terrible still. So like I think at age 12 I was near suicidal. So it was really a bad time, and yeah, bad childhood in that regard. So and the early teen years, and I think like the real turnaround point for me was when I started karate and martial arts. That helped quite a lot, like just for self-confidence and self-control in that regard. But for me, really the self-control was the major issue. That I was so easy to provoke with like really nothing, and that was and kids being kids, being terrible. That was something which worked against me the whole time, and like it's also like a little bit of a thing when you when you get provoked and you react violent. In the end, you are the victim, but in a way. But if you beat somebody else up, you'll come out of that conflict in the long term much worse. So usually you are not seen as the victim then, and especially at that time, I think the late 80s. Interestingly enough, I'm driving over this autobahn here, and I remember protesting against it being built in somewhere in the mid 90s. So it is like the border region of Germany, West and East Germany, and this autobahn was built after the reunion here to connect Bavaria and Thuringia. Funnily enough, now we can drive to the longest tunnel of Germany, and then we can drive to the second longest also if we want to. It's like maybe 10 minutes detour if you wanted to do that, but that would be like a 2-hour video, which I'm certainly not up. But yeah, so like martial arts did help me a lot, I guess. It did not really end the whole thing, not totally, but it made it much more bearable and like gave me more self-confidence and control. So still was happening, but I was able to ignore it mostly. So I think it was still there, it was still bad, but it wasn't getting to me as much. And like at a certain point at that age, I was like, yeah, okay, those people are all kids, and like I had always easier access to adults than to other children or other teenagers. So could easily deal with it. I had problems dealing with kids in a way because I think I was forced to mature faster because I had all this terrible experience, and also probably having terrible experiences with other kids probably makes you less interested in spending time with them. So but like from 14 on, and especially then after the 10th grade and 11th, 12th grade, it was really okay. I think I had not much problems there, but took like till then. And but now we are actually arriving after like 17 minutes at the really important point, because I think like one thing with bullies and the victims of bullies is I think in a way that's psychological trauma for both sides. Like this was my theory, which has been proven since in a way, which I will tell you also about in just a couple of minutes, I guess. So the thing was, it went better, but I was it was certainly not easy, and it was still like I continued to hurt me to have all that hurt and all that terrible stuff in my past, and I think like maybe with 18, 19, 20, I think like probably with 18, like at some point I realized that if at this point the thought in my head that if I'm still angry at the kids who bullied me, if I'm still angry at them at age 50, that would actually hurt me more than them, probably. So like in a way it was like, oh yeah, if I cannot let go of this, I'm making bullies win. And like over that thought, I came to the realization that the easiest thing actually is to just forgive them. They have been kids, I've been a kid, and I think that gears somewhat into Christianity, where I'm not really considering me a Christian in the religious sense, but very much so philosophically. So that whole theme of forgiveness, that's actually kind of a little bit of a superpower, I guess. Like because you have this thing, you have been bullied, you have been hurt, but not being able to forgive and to overcome this thing continues you getting hurt. So the hurt doesn't stop, because it's still going on. You're still occupied with your the things that happen to you, which cannot be changed. Like as far as we know it, as time functions, what has happened has happened. So there's no possibility to really make it good in a certain way. And so the least thing you can do is like I didn't went to the people and say I forgive you. It was for me a mentally thing that I said, yeah, no, in my spirit I'm forgiving you, and I won't bear a grudge for you for what you did to me. So, and yeah, I think like if you're a religious person, that's at least if you're a Christian, I just hope I have used the right passageway here. Who knows? I should listen to my navigation thingy. So in that, if you're a devout Christian, I think that's something where we really can work on that angle. But I think also philosophically, like bearing a grudge to somebody is not hurting the person you are grudging against. It's bad for you. Yeah? You are the victim at that point. You're hurting yourself, and therefore it's not really a good thing to I think I went the wrong way. Who knows? So yeah, that was my epiphany in that direction. That I think that's something I've been working on mostly since then. So really usually not somebody to keep a grudge against something or somebody in a personal sense. Like I can very easily forgive people because it's like forgiveness is not forgotten. You shouldn't forgive like somebody who's scamming you all the time and giving you more money. That's probably not the right way to deal with it. But like if you're like if somebody steals like $50 from you and you still have to think about that like 15 years later, that's certainly not really healthy. Like neither mentally nor mentally nor no regret, I guess. And yeah, that was how I was able to overcome this. And like the beautiful or where my theory came to is that like 1 or 2 years ago, one of the bullies, which it's like a very exotic name, so it was really easy to remember that for me. And like he approached me on Facebook and he said he wanted to say sorry for what he did when he wasn't even the worst one, just somebody I remembered, and he wanted to say sorry, like both them probably almost 40, and I said to me, I have already forgiven you a long time ago. It's okay. Not quite sure if that helped him, but certainly that was a good point for me to show that I've actually been on the right track there, and I actually did the right thing there for probably everybody involved in a way. Maybe, to be honest, it was maybe a little bit of anguish there in the first place. So that was like, yeah, okay, I can forgive them and it will not longer hurt me, but they will probably suffer if they realize what they have done, if they reflect or something. And I think that's often how trauma comes up. If you like especially for me from the military sense, like you often have that thing where people do have PTSD, but they don't suffer and they don't show it till they get into a situation where they have to reflect on what they did and what happened to them. So like nowadays we often have people who have PTSD and they're diagnosed right away and deal right away, but like traditionally and for the Second World War and such was more common to just deal with it and be a strong man and such, and just swallow it down, and then someday some situation happens and you are forced back into it, like to forced to remember, and then it comes all back and then maybe you're even more broken if you, compared to if you had been in the first place. But that's going to it. So yeah, that's the thing. You can really get out of the whole thing. We are forgiving people. Yeah. yeah, so alternative on I still will drive home here. Maybe too late to get my parcel from the parcel store. That's life. So yeah, you can write something in the comments, or if you're a young person dealing with bullying, like in this situation, it's really hard. And people will say tough it out and go through it. I think in a way maybe it's easier today. Maybe like with the whole social media and constantly and on every channel. It's maybe worse in some regards. I think it's certainly probably less violent, but the other way, on the other side, you maybe have less respite where you can escape the whole thing. Yeah, like going home does not really aid too much if you're getting bullied on social media, if it's continuing on social media. Yeah, I think like mostly not engaging with it does help in a certain degree. It's not that you have toughed out, but yeah, like it usually takes, or like the bully and the bullied, it's a kind of relationship, and usually it needs both sides to participate in a way. I think especially nowadays where it is less violence. So usually if somebody beats you up, that's usually in most countries not really acceptable anymore, and that can be resolved via teachers, maybe even police or something. But yeah, maybe with like social media, it might be worth disengaging from that whole thing, or yeah, going native, going offline. Maybe seems scary, but it's maybe the only way to get out there, to get out of that bubble. If harassment is happening there, yeah, I like in my youth, or in the 90s and the early 2000s, you got a new cell phone, you got a new number, and you didn't know anybody anymore. But you can also delete your Facebook account, your social media. It's not really something you really need, to be honest. Or if you have like people you want to stay in contact with, and people or where you need to deal with them for some reason, then yeah, maybe getting a second phone or something just for that, and not making that your place to live, I guess. So that would be my best guess for social media bullying, which I of course have no idea about, because it was different in my days. But once the thing ends, I think you can really get away from it by forgiving the people and just moving on with your life. And if you really can do this, it's like an internal thing. I think if you really can do this, you can say it's forgiven, it's over, and just put the tick there, say this chapter is closed and it's finished. That has a tremendous lot, I guess. What it for me is, at least, because yeah, I can talk about it. I don't have to cry. It's I think I have overcome this trauma, and yeah, I've dealt with it via doing that what I did, via forgiveness. And yeah, if you're religious and if you're Christian, I think that makes it even a little bit easier, I guess, because it's just there in the scripture, and it's like that point where I say I feel I am certainly, like in a philosophical sense, I'm a Christian. So I really think that like some of the teachings of Jesus Christ in that direction are really, really strong, and sadly something I'm really not seeing so much in most of official churches. So, well, yeah. And the other thing I want to talk about, what was it? Let's just concentrate on the traffic. You see parking there. That's not safe. To mention one more point, see if I can get it back. Oh yeah, with the workplace bullying, I had that was not as bad directly in the workplace, but in long term, like I had one colleague, and he was like a small, round guy, and he was quite funny, and overall, he would be somebody I really would have liked to be friends with in a way. But like he was not really directly bullying, but he was like bad mouthing people behind their backs, and that happened to. Or like I started with a female colleague, and she's long in pension now, but started like a month apart, and he bad mouthed both of us at the managers and everything, and took it, and like then he left for some other company, and we were quite happy with that, but like later we found out that he had actually tarnished our reputation in the company, like had always not quite sure, but for me it was like relatively clear that he was, or he would have been a really easy victim for bullying with the way he was behaving, and like small fat guy, so really easy victim in a way. And for me it has always been quite clear that was like his defense mechanism, like probably had a somewhat similar history in that regard. I can quite imagine. So like but for him it was a defense mechanism, like shoot before you get shot, be the bully instead of getting bullied. Yeah, like it was not hurting us directly, but in the long term it really was bad for our standing in the company, and yeah, certainly made the career go a little bit worse. So, and then I think that's something I really don't like, people being all that cloak and dagger shit, and going behind your back. I really don't like that. So like I had a not bullying situation, but we have like a work property, and the landlord has been doing. He wants us out of the property there, and like he comes up with new demands, and like it's a really old guy, like I'm not quite sure how old, maybe he's 80 or something, probably. He looks the same. Like I know the guy for like 15 years now. Like I went to the pub and drank a beer with him, and so he's in a way buddy. Everything is nice, and he turns around and goes, and then he calls like my supervisor and with some bullshit complaint, and that's something he has been doing for several years, and something I really dislike. Like maybe that's why the whole thing came up. So. And I think in a way I'm feeling sorry for the guy, because like in a way, because like he's probably like 80ish. I've known the guy for like almost 13-14 years now. So he's an old guy, and like I think from a farming background, and the thing is in the Munich region the land prices have gone up, and like everybody who had like a field he could sell for building houses or something, that they went super rich. So like he built a hotel and everything, and this couple of houses, a big landlord, slumlord, whatever you want to say it, but so he has a whole lot of property, probably a absurd amount of weight in a certain degree, even if it's all bound up in land and houses there. The house prices in that area are so insane that he's certainly somewhere in the tens of millions of wealth region. And I think like usually if somebody should be as wealthy and would never need to work another day in his life and probably too old to work anyway, why would you go to your tenants and maybe look in the windows and do all the shitty behavior you can do? But what's the reason for that? So it can only be due to boredom, I guess. And yeah, that's somewhat sad to think about being near the end of your life and and becoming a bully again. But like it has always been there. Yeah, sometimes with people when they get older, the worst sides come up. But with him, it has always been there. It's always done stuff like that, not as extreme, but yeah. And kind of makes me feel sad because, well, maybe I'm especially sensitive to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I resolved his latest bullshit request, and let's see. Like the betting pool is on him finding something else to do. And we already cancelled. We're already moving out of that property there, so we canceled it for April. So really, there would really be no reason to like it was about cleaning stuff. So paying somebody to clean something, and he got the number from one of my colleagues, the phone number, and he says, yeah, the guy is calling me 3 times a day. And it can I can only see desperation there for human connection and in a way, and it really makes me a bit sad for him. Not there. But that story, that chapter is also closing, so shouldn't be too much trouble anymore, I guess. Yeah. That's been actually a quite productive week all together. Like this work trip here. And, I slept quite a lot, so my work has like a gym program, which is really cheap and really attractive, so I signed up for that. But I can only start on December 1st because I missed the deadline. So, but no trouble there. 3D printing is really fun. I got to. Usually I'm hard on, or I've always promised to keep hobbies up, but that one seems to be one that could stay. Maybe even become a business. Who knows? Yeah, guys. I know I've gone way too long. I promised a tunnel and it never came. I'm not quite sure if I actually I have driven this way another time, so should be fine. But on the direction here, I went to the tunnel, so I was thinking we were going to the tunnel again. Yeah, I really drive it home anyway. It's not all that complicated. Can I get a smart car for 900 euros? And this is all. I think this is also East Germany here, so, or what used to be East Germany. Like here, besides me living close to the border, for a long time you could really tell when you cross the border, because like the houses in East Germany, they had such a gray brownish coating in the houses. I think I'm not too sure if it was the color or if it was like due to coal energy plants or something, but all houses looked the same. That all this distinct color, which is like a mixture of gray and brown, and like when you cross the border, you saw only those houses and you were here. Now I'm in East Germany, or as we called it from the West in our arrogance, dark Germany. And that does not exist anymore, at least not here in the region. So, you cross over the border and you have the sign that the border used to be here, and that's all. You don't have any signs anymore. So from economically, it has been rebuilt, and they're like, oh god, this video is going too long. Too long. In a way, was one thought I had when driving through here last time. I had this very distinctly that we're coming close to a point where we have actually been united longer than we have been separated in Germany. So like the GDR did exist for about 40 years, almost exactly, and this is verboten. Yeah, it's really dangerous what the guys are doing here. I guess. I don't remember this. Yeah. Last time I drove here, it was in the deepest, darkest night, and yeah. Now daylight. It's a bit different, but yeah. I'm boxed in between two trucks, but I have no problem. The worst thing that can happen is that the post office has closed and I can't catch my parcel there. Then I have to do it tomorrow, which is no problem at all. Yeah. Oh. Like the road is really strange here because it's not actually clear if there can be any traffic or not. It's a really strange thing. Maybe a remnant of the German Democratic Republic, who knows, in a way. But yeah, this is like we have people like who want to go back to the separation in a way, and or who have like nostalgia for the good old times. But actually, there are not so many people left who actually really lived and worked in that time. Like when like the wall fell when I was 8 years old, about 7, 8 years. I can distinctly remember that the reunion and stuff. And we have been living. We are living close to the border, and everybody from East Germany was coming to West Germany and buying everything from the stores that they couldn't buy. And the exchange rate was really ridiculous. They got like for 1 German mark, you got like 20, 30 East marks. And so we went to East Germany and bought all the toys and everything from the stores there. So we got a good deal there in a way. And like my parents had been searching for a house, and we were looking at houses over the border and stuff like that. So, but it's still like in the heads there's still like a certain degree of separation. I think in my generations for certain, probably more so for older people, but probably way less for younger people. Because like the guys I went to the army with, like when I went to the army at 2001 September, incidentally, we have like almost comic block looking houses. Oh, there's one of the brown houses. Or at least it looks like that. I think that's a new build. They just somewhere found the old color or something. It looks quite new actually. It's exactly the color they used to have. Or the thing was when I went to the army, so like that was like 2001, so about 10 years after the reunion. But after Germany became one again, and the thing was at that point when we had still a draft system, so you had a mandatory service. And the thing was when you were drafted in East Germany, we actually got like 80%, 90%. We got reduced pay. Was same with we didn't have a minimum wage, but same with the wages and stuff. They had like a pay east and a pay west, and the east one was significantly lower than the west pay. So it's one of the reasons that here we can actually see some of the old houses here. So this is like how the whole of East Germany used to look in a way back in the day. But yeah, when driving around here, mill stuff looks much better. So yeah, that's nice. Almost castle thing coming up. So that's like a thing which you still have in some regions, much less here. But you have really nice renovated houses, and sometimes there's like a not so nice renovated house in between. It's like I think like that house is really nice. Yeah. It's like such a thing where the reunion, I think it came at a point where much of the houses would have been actually beyond the point where they could have been saved. Like the whole thing was like in East Germany, they were instead of renovating old houses, they were more into building comic blocks and such. Because economically that makes more sense, I guess, in a way. But yeah, the old cities are not as good at that point. Like after 40 years of post of socialist rule, however you want to call it. But yeah, actually, I'm actually going in my head here. I didn't want to do 1 hour video. I should do it like a stream, but probably the internet quality is not good enough around here. Yeah, exactly the army guys. So what they did, they like our barracks was not too far from the border overall speaking. So if you were an East German draftee and you went to East German barracks, you got the East German pay, which was significantly lower than the West German pay. But if they drafted you in the East and sent you to the West, you got the West pay, so you got the better pay. And like in an organization like the army, having like 2 classes inside the same rank group thing is not really good for moral and comradeship. So what they did was that they drafted the guys from East Germany to the West, so that they get the same pay and they have to travel farther. But on the other hand, some guys from the West had to go to the East to mark up for that. So probably was fair altogether, but due to that, like about 80% of my unit was like from East Germany, and that so I had much of context with those people, and those were the people who had like grown up in the East. So I was a bit younger, like I had finished school with 12 years. I got in a school form which is faster. So most of the guys were like at least 1 or 2 years older than me, and most of those guys I spent my army days with. They had grown up and they went to the pioneers, to the young pioneers, the Hitler Youth stuff, so to say, of East Germany. So they had like a little bit of life experience in the German Democratic Republic, but they had never entered the work market there. They never had finished their school in the German Democratic Republic. So they had some memory from childhood, but they never went to higher school in the East. And like currently there's a new party in Germany, like the Bündnis Sarah Wagenknecht, and the leader of that party, and she's mid and 50, I think, somewhat like she's from East Germany, very much hard Stalinist type, but very beautiful. But she used to be very attractive when she was younger. So, but she finished like university in East Germany, and then if if the reunion hadn't happened, she probably wouldn't have gotten a job because she, I don't know, because she was political in some way, and that's not good in a somewhat autocratic system. But so like you really have to be near your pension age actually to have been living really in East Germany and have been working there. And like all the guys I have had contact with in the last years, they either went to prison or they had severe problems. Like my wife she has a friend, and her husband or boyfriend, older guy, he told me that he like when he was in school, he signed up that he would become a non-commissioned officer in the East German army, like at 14 or something. And then when the draft came up, he decided that was not a good idea. Maybe he was a little bit too young. I don't want to do that. And he withdrew his MCO request, and that actually was enough for him to be severely punished in a way that he couldn't do the jobs he wanted to do. He couldn't do the apprenticeship he wanted to do, so he had to learn some job he didn't want to do and had to work a job he didn't want to do. That's probably one of the not everybody got punished or as harshly, I would say. But I met another guy at 10 years ago at my workplace, and I'm not quite sure for what, but he was in Bautzen, where they that was I think one of the worst prisons in East Germany. So yeah. So I think that the thing is the state was quite suppressive, but as always with the dictatorship, it's only a minority who's actively suffering. So for the normal proletarian person, the more normal 9-to-5 guy or girl, that does not matter too much. So I think that's the thing we should see in many dictatorships. If they're not too like my mother-in-law, she's Brazilian, so she lives in Brazil, but she lived most of her life in the military dictatorship there. But she didn't have any problems because that one was also suppressive regime, and they killed some people, but just some, not too many. So the everyday citizen had other problems. So the regime didn't factor too much in that. I think that's in a way the same in many dictatorships, that they, as long as they don't intervene in most people's life, most people don't really care about which political system they are living in a way. So if if you have something to eat and most of your most basic needs are satisfied, for most people that's quite enough, I guess. Same with people who are not voting or and now we have totally left the train. Yeah, guys, it was fun talking again. I think we have to finish this because I don't want to hit the hour mark. Hope you enjoyed the drive a little bit, even if there wasn't too much to see overall. Went to quite a big part of Thuringia where there's some birds who are migrating to the south due to winter coming. It's always beautiful. Every time of year has its own, and that's really for autumn. This is really a perfect day, as you can see with my Indian summer beard here. Those days are having the sun and having all the red and yellow and brown leaves. Like usually autumn is like a little bit of a sad time, and it's gray and everything is cold and dark. But if you have like a sunny day like today, sun shining down, illuminating everything, that's really beautiful, and that makes me the perfect autumn day, I think. And yeah, but like being as far north as we are here, I think like the sun will go down like about in a couple of minutes, I guess. And it's like 4 p.m. So yeah, 4:15 p.m. I think the sun is already setting there in the mountains. So that's the downside of this time of year. Yeah, they're beautiful. And yeah, thanks for enjoying the drive with me. Still have at least an hour to go. Who knows? We're still on the right way. I've already driven here, so just in the night. So always finding this. It's a bit fascinating to go to the same place with some time in between and like another daytime, another different weather. Yeah. See you guys. Bye bye.